fire scorned the earth. Men and women fell where they stood. Those that were lucky enough to survive found refuge in underground dwellings and caves, forced below the surface whilst the beast ravaged above. Two boys, brothers, born in flames and hatred, rose and trained deep below until the day came they was ready to fight the beast above.
Bros back with yet another pre-workout review in the form of Slay by Firehouse Subs.
Slayer.
Now straight away guys, Firehouse Subs gives a clue to what they are about. They are obviously about helping the fire service industry, responsible for helping scholarship funding. It works on a local basis. Now what they are currently doing, which is fantastic on, from what we think, is they are helping obviously with the Australian fire problem at the moment in the world, which means they are raising money, sending it over to Australia to help firefighters there tackle the fires that are obviously raging throughout the country. What they also do have on their website is $10 donations and $25 donation slots that you could just purchase, and obviously that money will go direct to good causes such as them. Now what they also do, they help families of firefighters that may have come across hard times, whether it be through injury, even sometimes death in the line of duty. It is a great cause that they are putting the money towards, and we love to see supplement companies with something like that behind them. Obviously they're not profit driven, or should we say the profit that is driven goes towards good causes. So
something to bear in mind.
Yeah, just bear it in mind. We're going to stay 100% transparent with the review of the formula.
Yeah.
But bear it in mind, so.
And please do hit the subscribe button, like the video, and let us know your thoughts on this product.
Cheers, guys.
It's flavour time.
We're going to move into it right now, guys. We're going to let you know there comes in 3 different flavours. Comes in blackberry lemonade, fruit punch,
and blue raspberry.
Yeah, very run-of-the-mill, standard basic flavours. But they are get the job done flavours, should I say. The average person just do it and get it down the neck. They're not normally bad, they're just never normally that exciting either.
Yeah, it's a safe bet, isn't it?
Exactly that. Let's do it.
Slayer.
Excellent mixability.
Yeah, from what I can see, yeah, that's actually gone in really well.
That's what she said. Let's do it. Oh, that reminds me of another one.
Denal.
Not bad.
It's pretty much your average.
Yeah, it's a basic
Blue Raz.
Blue Raz.
We've had nicer ones, but we've definitely had worse.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What would you go out of 10 considering good mixability, flavouring?
I'd probably go like a 7.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
It's just, it's okay. I was thinking 6 to 7, but I'll round up on the basis it's mixed well.
Yeah.
Price time, guys. So what's it going to set you back for this product? Well, first of all, you're going to go to firehousesubs.com, where you'll find it for $34.99, currently on sale. We don't know if that's temporary or an ongoing thing. Probably ongoing because, there's no end date in sight. So we're going to roll with that, and that comes to $1.16 per go.
Yeah.
30 serving tub.
Absolutely. 30 servings, that straight away is a thumbs up from us. Now this is a USA product, so UK guys, it's going to probably be difficult for you to get your hands on. However, contact them if you'd like to do so. As mentioned, there are donation slots in there as well if that's something you want to do. I'm going to give you a comparison just for the sake of this review. It will come to a roughly £26.87, which works out to be only 89 pence a go. which is actually very, very well priced considering they're also donating towards these charities, towards these good causes. So, you know, thumbs up from us. That's an 8 out of 10 on our consistent pricing scale. So, not bad at all, really.
So far, so good. It's label time. First up, creatine, 3 grams.
Yeah, not a bad dose, guys. We're assuming that's the creatine monohydrate type. Obviously responsible for strength and power output, a bit of muscle endurance, and it also pushes nutrients and water straight into the muscle cell, enabling some nasty pump. 3 grams is sort of the minimum daily dose, but a lot of pre-workouts don't even hit that, so it's thumbs up from us.
Yep, good start. Beta-alanine, 3.3 grams.
Just over the clinical daily dose, so again, thumbs up. Responsible for that beta tingle, you know, that itchy, allergic, almost feeling reaction that you get after taking a pre-workout. Also, when it builds up in the system, it's going to enable some muscle endurance, so good stuff.
Nice. And then into citrulline, pure, we're assuming, at 1.7 grams.
Now, this is responsible for building nitric oxide up in the bloodstream, so again, pumps. I'm going to be honest, that is a tad on the low side. We like to see, as a minimum, 3 grams.
Yeah. And then we move into agmatine at 500 milligrams.
This will work with the citrulline in terms of boosting pumps. Again, it is a tad on the low side. We like to see it around 1 gram, so about double, but it should still have the effects.
Yeah, it's the lowest end of doing the job sort of dosing, isn't it? Then we move into choline bitartrate at, again, 500 milligrams.
This is, again, at the minimum daily dose, responsible for some nootropic focus sort of energy, so it's going to help you with concentration in the gym.
Nice. And then into caffeine at 350 milligrams.
We like to say that's the sweet spot, really, about 3.5 cups worth of coffee. Obviously, that's the main stimulant in pre-workout, so it's going to give you that energy that you need.
Lovely. Then into tyrosine at 250 milligrams.
This, again, is a bit on the low side, guys. We like to see at least 1 gram. We've seen it up to 3 grams, so it does need to be updosed. What it's responsible for, again, with the choline bitartrate, is focus in the gym. It's one of our favourite ingredients in the pre-workout. We would need to see it dosed a bit higher, I think, to have real effects.
Yeah. Then finishing off the label is theobromine, 50 milligrams.
Which simply helps with some mood elevation, guys. A bit of endurance as well, some studies show. But yeah, 50 milligrams, bit on the low, but, you know, it might still do that effect. It's obviously that ingredient in chocolate that dogs cannot digest. Interesting fact right there. And I believe that sums up the label, doesn't it, Craig?
That does. There's no digestion aid, but then again, there's not too much to digest, so it should come together quite well.
Yeah, there's things there that are pairing together. A bit underdosed in some areas. Let's see how it comes. Slay.
So did we slay our gym session or did we not? So we'll start from the beginning.
Absolutely. Go on, tell them you know what it is.
Beta-alanine, you know, slightly above clinical. We definitely felt that. And we think, again, because it's one of those pre-workouts where there's not much else that's sort of overtaken the beta-alanine, so it takes the front seat on the feels.
Yeah, there's obviously not loads of pump elements, pump ingredients, should we say, that really do sort of slow down that digestion of the beta-alanine. So that is a massive thumbs up from us. If you like the beta tingles, this is one for you. Now, moving into the gym session itself, we've used this on a few occasions now. And
consistent.
What I'll say, very, very consistent with no negatives. That's important to mention. There are no digestion issues. There's no jitters, no crash.
No sweats.
Yeah.
None of that nastiness.
None of that survival mode stuff that comes with some pre-workouts these days. What I'd say is this is a very good pre-workout for a beginner. Maybe pushing on an intermediate. You know, the 3 elements, let's start with them. The stim was better than we expected.
Yeah.
You know, I felt nicely energized. You said the same.
Yeah, that caffeine really is the sweet spot. That's obviously the driving force for energy. So we argued that it sort of was energy and then pump and focus sort of below average. So it's kind of, you know, energy's above average, pump and focus slightly under average.
Yeah, we still said that it was better than the label might suggest.
Yeah.
By no stretch is this a fantastic pre-workout.
No.
But it's important to mention Firehouse Ups. There's only one guy running the show over there. He has fully disclosed to us that it has its faults.
Yeah.
And that they are working on. Well, he is working on a new formula.
Their first product.
Yeah, it's their first product. They've only been up and running for 6-7 months. He said.
Yeah.
But it was still better than we thought it would be.
Yeah, and to be fair, you're getting your daily intake of creatine from this product as well. And this is a healthy enough pre-workout that you could take it daily. So you could argue you're getting creatine and a pre-workout in that regard.
Daily driver material.
Daily driver, yeah.
What we have said is for smaller body parts, you know, the shoulders and arms day, it probably would just about hit that 7 out of 10 range. But on the bigger body part days, it does struggle to keep up.
Yeah, it's more like a 5 out of 10 average range for the more intense leg back sessions. So we're going to obviously go in the middle and give this a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it actually gave me quite a nice mood elevation, you know.
Yeah.
No crash, which is important. I still feel quite stimulated now. Maybe the mind more than the body. There are little bits and pieces in there for that, and I think they work. You know, it hits all areas, put it that way. There's not a weakness to the pre.
It's your basic get the job done, you know, meal deal. Here you go. Here's your pre-workout, covering all areas to a nice degree.
Absolutely. What else can be said? Pumps, reasonable.
Yeah, you got to cut a little bit in there for pumps. Creatine, citrulline, agmatine. All at, well, a couple were a decent dose. Obviously, the citruline's a bit low.
Yeah.
But you do work up the pumps, you know, like normal.
Absolutely. So yeah. Guys, take that with what you will. Obviously, the good cause, keep that in mind. But again, we're going to be honest with this pre-workout, and that is why we're going to land on a 6 out of 10. And we are very excited for what they bring out in the future. You know, they're talking about whey proteins, they're talking about BCAAs, they're talking, you know, they're talking development in the company, and that's you know, always going to be a thumbs up from us. The pre-workout was better than we expected, and that's why a 6 out of 10 I think is a very, very fair score.
Definitely.
I think they might build those dosages up in the future, but yeah.
Can only get better.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. Final verdict on Slay pre-workout by Firehouse Subs. And we did discover that it's actually quite a nice all-rounder pre-workout.
Yeah.
As always, guys, we recommend you go back to check each element to find out how and why we scored them. Some of them are discretional. Obviously, if you're a millionaire, price will not affect you. If you don't care about the taste at all, that's something that won't affect you. And you know what? It did the job. And that's what we'll start with, actually. Taste and mixability. We gave it a
7 out of 10 because we've discovered that it mixed fine and it was a run of the mill, get the job done, blue raz, you know, it was okay.
Yeah, basic but doable.
Yeah.
Moving us into the price of the product, and this was the one that surprised us. We gave it a
8 out of 10, you know, and we think that it's priced very well, especially as a degree of those profits are going to a good cause.
Yeah, that is the point. I think they could have maybe pushed the price up to push even more, but good stuff. And that moves us into the most important part of the review: the effects and how we honestly felt Slay pre-workout. Gave it a
6 out of 10. So remember that 5 out of 10 is your absolute run-of-the-mill average pre-workout. So we've put this just above average.
Yeah, it surprised us considering the label is unfortunately underdosed in some areas.
Yeah.
Again, the company do know that. They're working on a new formula as we speak. They are brand new. There's good causes. So they're obviously trying to develop the pre-workout as cheap as they can, which is fair because they're trying to raise these profits for the good causes.
Yeah.
But transparency wins on this, a 6 out of 10.
It comes together better than the label might suggest. Is the key.
Absolutely, and that gave us a total score of
21 out of 30, so actually not too bad overall. Hitting reasonably decent scores across the board, not slumping anywhere.
Absolutely, so a massive well done to Firehouse Subs on their very first formula. 21 out of 30, good stuff.
I hope you've enjoyed the review, guys, and we are curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, do let us know in the comments below, guys. Let us know if you're going to purchase the product. You know, a great company. I'm excited for what they've got coming out. But we kept it honest, a 6 out of 10 overall on that effect. Obviously, that is the important part. But again, a good daily driver, I think. So let us know below. Give this video a thumbs up if you could. It pushes out that algorithm. A lot of people might be able to see this video thanks to your thumbs up. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Not much more can be said than that, Craig, can it? Other than
stay
steamed and slaying.